Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Funny Business Podcast. We are back on Zoom. We may not be together in person. We're together in spirit and together in heart and together in love.
Really?
Mike, sure. Just roll with it.
Okay.
How are you? What's going on? We haven't talked in, 10 days?
Yeah, Matt, you hate me after that podcast episode where you said you wouldn't give me $100,000.
It's not true. It's not true.
Well, Matt, today's recording day. It's a Bones Day, apparently, but I think we'll, as we progress on with the episode, I think it'll feel more of a Bones Day for us. But
is it a little concerning how much everybody is attached to if it's a Bones Day or not? I mean, I'm one of these persons. I'm not making fun of it. But I genuinely do get excited when it's Bones Day.
You're telling me, Matt, that people are infatuated over a dog. Think about that.
Right, but okay, all right, yeah, all right, that's a fair point. Yeah,
I'm just saying, man. I remember when the kids at my college were like, "Do you know what a Bones Day is?" And I'm like, "Of course I do. It's a freaking pug." What more do you want me to know about?
Do you think Noodles is the most popular dog on the internet right now?
I think,
or in the world.
I think it is becoming the next generation of a grumpy cat.
Oh, yeah. That's a good comparison.
It is an opposite of a grumpy cat. It is, I forget the dog's name even.
Noodles.
Yeah. See, I know
my
lingo.
That's a very good comparison. I like that a lot.
Yeah. So Matt, I missed you. What's been going on? We barely talked the entire week. I'm sure things have happened, or anything, but I just want to catch up with you, pal. I miss you. I miss your smell. What's up, pal?
Pancake breakfast. Not much. Life's pretty good right now. Really can't complain. Vacation was good.
Yeah.
I golfed not great, but you know what? Beautiful view. Mike, we had one day with clouds in the sky. One day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Every other day was bright blue skies from as far as the eye can see. Wedding was fun. It was a good wedding. I don't know. Did I share? I can't remember what I talked about the podcast. Did I share that my mom actually officiated the wedding?
We have said this since your mom has become ordained.
Well, my mom officiated the wedding. That's right. She's going to make us Jedi Knights. Yeah, yes. Yeah. Mom crushed it. Great job, Mom. Yeah, fun wedding. Very fun reception. Very fun.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Are we having another segment of Matt's Drunk Thoughts?
Maybe. Not today.
Throwing an audible.
Not today. There was not many thoughts, really.
No.
Yeah. Moving on.
The lack thereof.
Yes, right. Yes, the drive did suck. I will say that. I won't save that for down in the dumps later. But the drive was tough. Drive home was tough. The drive down was not bad. I thought that was okay. Mm-hmm. Drive home, I just wanted to get out of there.
I thought it was hilarious because you kept sending me TikToks. I'm like, dear God, I'm like, Matt should be. And I'm like, wait a minute. Matt's on the road. He's not working today.
Nope. Yep.
So it messed up our streak, man. I don't even know when our 24 hours is up for our Snapchat streak.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know.
Who knows? Who knows?
But that's good. I'm glad you looked like you were in paradise. I mean, from a woods perspective. So I'm happy that you took the time to was there cell service?
Not great.
That's good.
It was, except they also had to answer a lot of work emails. So that part was not great. Yes, but I have a big event this week. You
do. I remember you telling me that. But
so
you were on vacation.
Yes, but I did tell them I would answer emails, which I did when I finally had reception. Even the Wi-Fi at our place was not great, but again, it was a blessing and a curse at the same time.
Weird pivot. Do you have an out of office email, like an automatic reply?
So usually I would, but since I did have the event and I did have to answer emails, I didn't put one on.
That's interesting because usually I would have at least suggested saying I'm on vacation, but I'll answer emails periodically. Answer emails pertaining to insert event name here periodically.
Yeah,
That's what I would have done.
I didn't think of that. That would have been a good idea.
I had the weirdest one that I ever did was when I refereed at Madison Square Garden for a little game of pickup. And I literally said, I was like, I'll be refereeing at at Madison Square Garden on Wednesday. I think it was like February something. And I put in parentheses, like, it sounds like a joke, but it's serious. I am actually going there.
It's a nice little humble brag.
Nice little humble brag, you know. It was a bunch of kids running around for a birthday. So,
yep.
Yeah,
other than that, I don't know. I think life is probably about the same other than that.
Really? All right.
Maybe.
All right.
Well,
yes.
Might be seeing someone.
Really?
Yes.
Do tell.
Yeah. Uh-huh. So, I mean, you've been trying to get this out. Yeah, shut up. Mike's been trying to get this out of me for like a month at this point. But yes, I did start to see someone. It's going very well. April does listen to the podcast, so shout out April. It's your first shout out on the podcast. First direct shout out of the podcast. And yeah, things are going good. Life is great.
Awesome. I'm happy for you, Matt.
Thank you.
I don't have to stress over finding you somebody who listens on the podcast who will fall in love with you and live happily ever after. I'm glad you did it on your own, and I absolutely take no credit into that whatsoever.
Nope, none. Nor will you get any credit for it whatsoever.
Shout out to April. Welcome to the podcast, fam. Hopefully we'll be doing some segments later on in the months to come. We'll bring Jenna on too. We'll see what happens. So
hell yes.
Interesting show. But
we should just let them do a podcast themselves.
Yeah. Could you imagine the first time they meet, they are actually recording a podcast together?
That would be so crazy.
Fabulous. Jenna, if you hear this, she's going to think about it. We'll see.
Yep.
April, you too.
Same thing.
Matt, let's jump into this weekend. It's Friday, as the release of the episode, but it's getting a little spooky this weekend. Halloween. I'm sure if you've all gotten the reference for the spookiness, maybe you're kind of running last minute for some costumes. Maybe you got that party that you got going on. We're here to help you out in finding some wacky costumes. Matt, I know you have a total of 3. Is that correct?
I do. So I really haven't decided all when I'm wearing them. I have Buddy the Elf doing a spin-off of like an Average Joe's from Dodgeball. And then Bugs Bunny from the latest Looney Tunes, latest Space Jam movie. Nice.
Well, Matt, I thought we'd go over some weird costumes that stuck out to us. Speaking of sticking out, the first one that, of course, this is reported by the HuffPost, is a big rubber cock or a chicken or a rooster.
What?
Matt looked at me. He's like, what? It's a rubber chicken for cocky guy. If you're going to dress up as a rubber chicken for Halloween, it needs to be a little cocky. So it's a big, those rubber chickens that they like squeezing and like turning into music.
Yeah.
That's basically it. You wear it on your face.
So my problem with this is it should be a full body suit. You should be the entire rubber chicken.
You should have the feet, chicken feet as your legs.
Yes, absolutely. 100%.
Oh, man. The next one, Hulkamania is running wild, but in case you maybe have some infants, there's some infants on here too. Maybe trying to find a baby outfit for maybe your first baby's Halloween. None other than Mr. Hulk Hogan himself, Hulkamania, wrestling with what to dress with for your little one on Halloween. This Hulk Hogan costume should be a big hit, and it's the traditional one with the headband and the hair and the stash and the boots and the red pants and the Hulkamania t-shirt. I think it's cute.
Yeah, you really can't get better than this. I mean, this is just like the perfect kid's costume, or any costume for anyone.
So, Matt, anything that's catching your eye?
Oh man, this flaming hot Cheetos one. It is quite interesting. It's quite literally just a bag of flaming hot Cheetos, and then there's actually a guy in what is supposed to be a Cheeto suit. That doesn't look good.
If I'm reviewing this Cheeto costume very carefully, they have to put the Cheeto, actually have it say Cheetos on the costume in order for you to know that it's a flaming hot Cheeto. I think if you have to do that, that's not a good costume. But the bag is okay.
Yes, I agree 100%. I could not agree with you more. Yeah, if you have to have a label that says what it is, bad costume.
Might want to consider that. The next one, Matt, is a tater thought. Was a little thrown off with this as I was reviewing this. It just wouldn't be Halloween without someone trying to make a sexy costume out of something that's not that sexy. We see you, tater thought outfit. Yeah, this is just an excuse to dress in scantily clad clothing.
Yeah, I think I'm out on this one. I don't know. It's just like, it's just a dress. That's not a costume. You're just wearing a tater tot dress. That's not Halloween.
That's not Halloween. And
but what is?
Yeah,
go ahead. Oh. No, you go.
The fishnet stockings, if that's the correct terminology.
Yeah, that threw me off too.
It's a little weird.
A little bit. What else threw me off was the Buzz Lightyear costume below that. Yeah. Because it basically it's a lot of skin.
It's a lot of skin, man. Let's just say the crotchal region is covered, and then the chest region is covered, but everything else is just bare skin. I'm not sure if I would wear this one, Matt.
Well, I did wear a diaper to the bar, so I think I probably would have at some point wore this. Would I do that right now? Maybe, maybe not.
Maybe not. To infinity and beyond, my friend. The next one is a popcorn box. Again, a little bit more in a sexy clothing way. A sexy box of popcorn for Halloween. Matt, I don't think a box of popcorn is ever sexy unless it's filled with a lot of butter at a movie theater.
Oh yeah, I disagree with that. I think popcorn is sexy all the time.
You think popcorn is sexy all the time?
Absolutely. I could eat popcorn any time of the day.
Do you like
24/7
smart food popcorn?
Love it.
Yeah, so good.
Love it. It's the best. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. We used to get like giant bags in college and just eat the whole bag in like a day.
Yeah,
like five of us.
He would bring a random large bag of popcorn back to our room, and I'd like,
no, yeah, the popcorn from Weiss.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! For those that don't know, it had to be a 2-foot bag of popcorn.
It looked like a baby to me. Like it looked like you were carrying a baby in the room.
It was bigger than a baby. Absolutely. Yeah, that thing was awesome. That was great popcorn. I don't regret that at all.
Did we ever catch each other like sitting there and like picking it, like literally just opening the bag and sitting it on the ground, and then us just like picking from the top?
Probably.
I think we've been there at that point.
Yeah, absolutely. What I would be ashamed of is if I dressed up as a cockroach for Halloween, because there is a cockroach costume, and I think this is just asking for people to hit you.
Yes, but what? Cockroaches never die.
Right, but then they're just going to keep hitting you more and more and more.
Kicking?
Like, you're just asking for trouble here.
Kicking? I want to do some kicking.
Exactly. Yeah, you're just asking for a lot of trouble with cockroach costume.
Matt, another one that was really weird. A stick of butter. And that's just it. It's a stick of butter. Literally, it's a top hat that looks like the end of the butter stick, and it's a stick of butter. It just says butter on the front.
Yeah, that's the best part. You know what? In a weird way, I kind of like this one. Because, like, have you ever seen a stick of butter on Halloween before? No. It's unique. And you know what? It's going to get people to laugh because it's just a stupid stick of butter.
I've seen Hershey Kisses. I've seen Starbucks cups. I'm trying to think what else. Matt, you look like you pondered over something that you would like to share.
I found the next one, but no, a stick of butter, I mean, it's just so unique. It's so simple, and no one should ever want to be a stick of butter for Halloween. But if you do, I want to be your best friend.
We should all get our college buddies together, and we should all just be like table. I don't want to call them like table setting, but like somebody, you could be the stick of butter, I could be a fork, somebody could be a knife, somebody could be a spoon, salt, pepper, ketchup, mustard, like the whole 9 yards for that.
Love it. So this one I think is pretty unique. It's a sold out chicken sandwich. Just because chicken sandwich. Oh, my iPad is just falling down. Cool. Chicken sandwiches just. I think they had a moment in 2021 for sure. I'm still on a huge chicken sandwich kick, and it's funny because like a lot of places are sold out of them. I think that's a cool one because it actually says sold out on it, which makes it even better.
And again, it's another sexy piece of clothing. Again, like, are they trying to make everything sexy? Like, it's a little oblivious that they're trying to make it sexy. It's literally a bathing suit to me. If you're looking at the suit itself,
it does look like a bathing suit. That is true. And
then, of course, speaking of condiments and all that, you could dress up as an avocado. Thanks. And a piece of broccoli as I'm scrolling down to there.
Yep. There's broccoli. Also a sexy pickle that really isn't that sexy. It's quite
oh
large.
My God! I just saw it.
Yep. It's tough. Going back up, if you have a guinea pig, there's a taco suit for your guinea pig that's very cute, very fashionable.
Oh man, I think the sexy pig got the cake. Oh, or an inflatable hot dog. There's an inflatable hot dog.
It's an inflatable scary hot dog because there's no ketchup.
There's no ketchup. I do have to say, I was on the Instagrams and I found a inflatable dinosaur costume, and it was on Amazon. It was $86, and it was a brachiosaur. Do you know what the brachiosaurus is, Matt?
It's a dinosaur.
Right, but the kind of dinosaur. It's the one with a huge long neck.
Yeah.
All right, good. You watch Power Rangers. So what we saw was the battery only lasts for 4 hours.
Oh.
And we thought to ourselves, how could you wear that costume and have it like last for 4 hours? Like, it makes intentionally you are going to Halloween parties, and you never ever, if you are the party people that you are, you don't stay for less than 4 hours at a party.
That's a good point. Yeah, then you're just going to deflate, and then you're going to be sad. Yeah, that's extinct. That is kind of weird. Right.
Or extinct. You can make it part of the thing.
Yeah, there it is. That's a good one.
But ow. So yeah, Matt, any final thoughts on last minute costumes?
Yeah. Shout out Lori. Mike, I don't know if I shared this with you. She got her Halloween costume.
Yeah.
It's a Dunkin' iced coffee.
Ooh.
Yeah, it looks sick.
Is this scary iced coffee? Or is it
regular iced coffee? It's regular iced coffee. It looks awesome. I think it's more of a cold brew, but it's fire. Fire.
Interesting. Absolutely.
Yeah, be safe this Halloween. Check your candy, because I know a lot of people are trying to like switch up some bad stuff in the candy this year. And just have fun and be smart.
Make good choices.
Don't do anything we wouldn't do.
Right. And that's a funny business seal of approval. Well, Matt, speaking of the Instagrams and the social medias, last week, Mark Zuckerberg was presenting at their company's annual Connect conference last week. Excuse me, pardon my reporting. Time. Yeah, I'm going to take my time. It's been a while since we've done a podcast.
Yeah. Don't rush yourself.
Matt, are you allergic to this podcast?
I might be allergic to everything. I don't know. I just can't stop coughing.
Did you cough at all last vacation? I mean,
like this past week?
Sorry.
A little bit, not much. Did I say when I went to the doctor?
No.
2 hours I waited to see the doctor to tell me I have allergies. Yeah. Thank you. Didn't know that one.
So, gosh, let's try this again. This was reported by The Verge. Facebook, Matt, plans to change their name. The company is planning to change their name, which is obviously presented by CEO Mark Zuckerberg. Is going to talk about it this week. So we are making our predictions, and we are having an analysis before the actual reveal of the brand name. Could unveil sooner, could literally unveil as we are recording. We will update you if we do find that out. It is meant to signal the tech giant's ambition to be known for more than social media and all the ills that it entails. The rebrand would likely position the Blue Facebook app as one of many products under a parent company overseeing groups like Instagram, WhatsApp, Oculus, and more. And the rebrand could also serve to further separate the futuristic work focused on the intense scrutiny from on their way with the social platform as it operates today. Obviously, there's been a lot of hate going on with Facebook and all of social media, just social media, period. But Matt, what are your initial thoughts on Facebook thinking of changing your name?
I don't really hate it. I'm a little surprised by it. I didn't really think this is something that they would do. But I don't hate the idea because there has been a lot of negative connotation towards Facebook, I feel like, recently. And a rebrand is kind of an opportunity to kind of change that. So it makes sense. I'm a little surprised that he came out and did this. I don't know if you're surprised by it.
I'm surprised. I think it's just going to be strictly a challenge because I think for most, if not all of our, I guess, social life per se, our digital social life, it's always been called Facebook. The only time it's been changed, I think, was when it was changed from thefacebook.com to just facebook.com. Did you know it was called The Facebook at one point?
I had no idea.
Yeah, so the URL was thefacebook.com instead of just facebook.com. Yeah. And did you know how Facebook was originally started?
Wasn't it meant for like colleges?
It was started off with colleges, but how it originally sparked interest in Mark Zuckerberg creating a platform. So based on not a documentary, but I guess it's called a drama documentary. Like they kind of like show the progression. Mark Zuckerberg went to Harvard, and Zucks actually took all of the student ID photos of all the girls, and guys were able to rate the girls based on their student ID photo.
Oh,
yeah, that's how it started.
isn't there a website for that?
It's called.
Isn't it Hot or Not?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I think
Tinder. There's a website for that. Tinder. Well,
I was gonna say Tinder, but
in a way, yes, maybe. Which that was a great feeling deleting those. Let me tell you.
Dude.
It's awesome.
I'm happy for you.
Yes.
I'm just gonna name this podcast episode for April. That's for April. April, if you see a weird Photoshop of you and Matt on the thumbnail, no, sorry.
Whoa. Let's slow your roll.
You took a pretty fire photo.
Fire photo.
Officially announced it.
Fire photo. Yes.
I love the outfit for you specifically.
I digress. So does this mean like Instagram's gonna get changed too?
Mm-mm. So Facebook is going to be this parent company overseeing. So they're changing the quote company itself because Facebook itself is called Facebook.
Oh, so Facebook is still going to be a thing.
I believe so.
Like they're still going to call Facebook, but the overall company name is going to change.
Yeah. I think.
Got it. See,
as
now
I'm reading this.
Okay, well now I feel like this is kind of pointless.
What, the topic conversation?
No, just changing the name. Because they're still going to call it Facebook. No one's going to call it by the new name. They're going to say Facebook owns Instagram, Facebook owns WhatsApp. Yep. They're not going to say this new parent company owns Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. Like that's not going to happen because people aren't going to associate that with it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, who knows? We may see a quick change. We may see Facebook, like as is the app, the social media change. We really don't know because Matt, they are keeping this company name closely guarded secret within its walls, and it's not even known widely, even among its full senior leadership. It's a little sus.
Yeah, it is. Zuckerberg's, listen, he is a robot. Who knows what he's got planned?
I just am so intrigued how this news is becoming large. Like the fact that we are talking about it on this podcast. Like, yeah, we are somewhat of a niche podcast, but like it is made it enough where people are talking about it in late night shows. People are talking about it just generally. It's hitting newspapers. It's hitting the news websites. Like this isn't just something that's like, oh yeah, like Facebook changing its name. Like it has become so serious that the biggest podcasts in the world are now talking about it.
Right. Rightfully so. And you know what else is weird? Like if the senior leaders don't even know the name of the change or the name change, Like, how did this even get out? Like, who leaked this? What if one of the employees is disgruntled because they won't find out the new name that they leaked the story?
So the leaker comes from the 60 Minutes whistleblower Frances Hagen, who recently leaked a trove of damning internal documents to the Wall Street Journal, testified about Congress, talked about practically that social media is just bad. Just the moral of the story, social media is just bad. In her
Testimony.
Thank you.
Yep.
Words. We're slowly getting back into it, folks.
Yeah, it's work in progress.
So I think, let's make predictions, Matt. So they've been talking about it and it's saying, oh, this is going to be it's going to be developed into the metaverse. If you could just come up with a quick, like, what do you think Facebook's going to be changed to?
Would be hysterical if they did like Apple II.
Apple II.
Could you imagine like something stupid like that? Or like Twitter Junior?
Twitter Junior. Yeah, of course. Slap in the face to Jack Dorsey.
Yeah. I honestly... what if he named it like... Yeah, what did you say? MySpace? Is that what you said?
No, Jack Dorsey. He's like the CEO of Twitter.
What if they just named it MySpace?
MySpace again?
Or like Club Penguin?
Club Penguin. or Club Zucks. We're just a bunch of Zuck accounts.
Yeah, did you call them Zucks before?
Yeah, I call them Zucks.
Were you like close personal friends?
Yeah,
Did
sure.
you get coffee the other day?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Zucks,
before,
do you know what the name is?
Sorry, before I had breakfast with Tim Cook, I had coffee with Zucks after. So
right. Makes sense. Yeah. Tune in next week when Mike announces the new name of Facebook.
Yeah. Could you imagine how much traffic that would be driven? It's like, all right, guys, I got these two guys that know the name of the podcast. Tune in next Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to find out what the podcast reveal is what the name of the company is gonna be.
If someone would do that, it would be Zuckerberg.
Yeah,
it's not happening, folks.
Maybe Jack Dorsey would be more apt to share it with a podcast. Twitter.
Yeah, he probably would.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I do say, however, if you haven't obviously already, I know I do a short plug about make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on all of our social media platforms. Facebook is finally now releasing our podcast episodes. So for some reason, if you do like scrolling through the book face or the Zucker face or just Zucks, you can actually listen to our podcast as the same way as many other of our social listening platforms, but it's on Facebook, so go figure.
Yep. Makes it easier for everybody.
What if they called it Funny Business? Could you imagine if they called it Funny Business?
I would sue them.
Yeah.
I would sue them. Absolutely. I will
After not
own
even having
Facebook.
Trademarks.
Nope. No, suing them. Absolutely not.
We could probably win the settlement.
Oh, 100%.
Because they would be like,
100%.
Whatever.
Yeah, they don't want that. Yeah, exactly. What, they want 50 grand? Yeah, fine, whatever.
Yeah, fine, whatever. $100,000 and the friends get 25. Yeah, of course, whatever.
There it is. Yep.
I'm still not over that bullshit.
I can tell. I can tell.
Oh, gosh. Well, we are going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to thank some sponsors. And when we come back, Dinger season, everybody. It's Matt's sports show. Let's say you start a podcast or you're running your own side hustle and have a bunch of links that you want your audience to know about. As a podcast, Matt and I have all of our social media, all of our podcast links, and other important things. Make it easier for your followers to find your important links, social media, and latest content by having it all in one page with solo.to. I'll be honest, I have used similar websites like this, but nothing compares to solo.to. All of your links are clean and easy to navigate. Have an upcoming video? It's really easy to make those changes. Plus, solo.to has opportunities to upgrade to include more customization, advanced analytics, and so much more. Solo.to is giving us a special opportunity for you to get 10% off if you create an account and upgrade. Be sure to go to solo.to/funnybusiness to create your account today. Solo.to, it's the way to go. Do you think, Matt, people are tired of hearing our Anchor ad?
Yeah, probably. But let's be honest, if it wasn't for Anchor, we would not be doing a podcast.
You're right, Matt. Once again, we have to thank Anchor for helping us continue to make each episode. Y'all know how it works. Anchor is free. It's easy to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer, and distributes your podcast to platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and more.
And you all know that you can make money too, even with the first couple episodes that you start with.
So why haven't you started your own podcast yet? Anchor is everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started. That's anchor.fm.
So, Mike, when do you think we'll stop talking about Anchor?
Oh, man, Matt. You know what? To be completely honest, I think we'll be talking about this for a long time.
Okay, let's slide into sports topics. We have for you all today.
Really, Matt?
Yep. Listen, we're getting back in the flow of things. Just give us an episode. We'll be perfect next week. I don't know what that is.
Sorry, there's like something on my keyboard and
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Okay, we're just gonna move on. We're gonna move on to the World Series. So the World Series has started this week. It is basically the Houston Astros versus the entire country of the United States of America. The Atlanta Braves made their first World Series in, I believe, 22 years, which is a pretty cool story. Also a cool story because, Mike, I don't know if you know this, but their best player, Ronald Acuna Jr., tore his ACL back like earlier in the season. So they're doing this run without their best player, which is pretty cool to see the rest of the team step up. And then you have the Houston Astros, who everybody pretty much hates. I don't think anyone other than people in the city of Houston want to see them win. And if you do, you need psychological help. I haven't seen the numbers. I would assume the Astros are probably heavy favorites. I don't know. What do we think the Braves have a chance?
I like both sides of this perspective. I want the Braves to win. Because Astros just. But talking about the Astros really quick, I think it would be really nice if they won legally, and it's more of like a redemption for them that they actually won fair and square. But I'm saying that with very large hesitation because I don't know if they are actually playing fair or not.
Well, the White Sox did accuse them of cheating earlier in the postseason. Whether that was just to get in their heads or whatever, I don't know. I think we're at a point right now where if the Astros win, I think people are just going to say they were cheating just to say they were cheating because they can get away with it because they already cheated.
Do you think that they'll investigate? Do you think they'll probably go over with a fine-tooth comb if they win?
I don't.
I feel like you have to.
I don't think they will because I don't think they want it to happen again. Like, Major League Baseball does not need that to happen again. If that happens again, they're screwed. They're screwed because then not only are they going to have to come down to the Astros, but everyone's going to go at Major League Baseball and say, you didn't punish the players. You're the reason this happened again. So whether I really don't think they are. Unless there's like clear accusations and clear evidence that they did it, I think they're just going to be like, you know what? They won. Have at it.
Fair enough.
But that being said, prediction.
Braves in 6.
I'm gonna say Braves in 7. And that is totally biased. I think, and I will admit that, totally biased. Moving on, Mike. We've been talking about the NBA season starting for a little bit. NBA season has officially started. I'm gonna pull it up on my phone. Let's see if there's any undefeated teams left in the season. So I think we're both excited that the NBA is back. It's been a weird start to the year. The Lakers have struggled so far. Warriors are pretty hot. Let's see. Okay. Oh no. What are you looking at?
Freaking Alex Caruso and the Chicago Bulls.
Right. Yeah,
Matt,
I'm sure it's.
You
I'm
literally
sure.
saw. You literally saw Matt kind of just threw up in his mouth just a little bit.
No, I did actually. I just swallowed it back down. Yep. Yeah. So we have the Chicago Bulls, the Charlotte Hornets, and Washington Wizards all undefeated, as we all predicted.
Yes.
Because that's just normal. And then in the Western Conference, we have 4 undefeated teams actually. The Warriors are 3-0, and then at 2-0 we have the Jazz, the Timberwolves, and the Nuggets.
Interesting.
So it's too early to like dissect what's going on. Mike, what are some things that we're looking forward to most in this NBA season?
I am personally looking forward. I'm anytime. So this is NBA. This is 75th season, isn't it?
This is 75th season. They actually came out with a list of the 75 top greatest players, and people are very mad over a stupid list that means nothing.
Yeah, absolutely not. It's like, remember the NFL's is it 100th or was it 50th?
Yeah. 100th.
100th. Do you remember who was on that list? No.
Not a clue.
Matt, in particular, and I think I'm more siding with you. I obviously want to see how both the Bucks and the Suns do this following season. I as much as I want to see the Lakers progress well, I think the Phoenix Suns should hopefully get better. I know they're 1-2 right now, so
they had a tough schedule. They played the Nuggets, Lakers, and Trailblazers.
Yeah,
pretty good teams.
So that's a pretty tough season, but I'm excited to see how players that have kind of just traded or moved in the offseason, how they're performing. I mean, yeah, jokingly, I was like, oh, Alex Caruso and the Chicago Bulls, but like in reality, like they certainly picked up a couple players. I don't want to say a couple great players, but just, a couple players that could work well in the rotation. But again, I'm looking at these standings right now, and again, it's very early on in the season. I am happy to see, as much as I never liked them, I am happy to see that the Golden State Warriors are undefeated in the number 1 spot in the Western Conference to start. I just don't want to fall back again into like the, Cleveland versus Golden State for three years consecutively. Like that's what I don't want.
So Klay Thompson's not even playing yet.
I know he's been getting a lot of flack too.
Yeah, it's just bizarre.
He's not even playing.
I know. It's weird. I agree. I am excited to see the Warriors up there. I think Steph deserves to be on a good team again. Because he's just insane. You brought up the Suns. I am excited for the Suns season. However, I'm also intrigued. There is a story that is coming out in the news about their owner, Robert Sarver.
Okay.
Similar story to that of Donald Sterling from the Clippers, the owner that got banned. So I don't know how that's all going to play out. A little nervous. People, Suns fans have long wanted Robert Sarver gone. So I'm not excited, but I'm just curious to see how that affects their season, if at all. What else I'm looking forward to? I really don't know what's going to happen with Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
It was just I don't think we ever really talked about it. He just showed up to camp unannounced, didn't tell the team. And then there was a story. He got suspended for game 1 because Doc Rivers told him to play defense in a drill. Ben Simmons said no. Doc Rivers asked him again. He still said no.
So stupid.
And then Doc Rivers just kicked him out of practice. And then 3 hours later, we get a news story that they had a heart-to-heart, him and the organization, that everybody has accepted their responsibility, but then he's not mentally ready to play this season, which I don't know. I don't know what's going on in his personal life. Can't really talk about that. It's just a weird scenario. And I don't know what's going to happen. I just don't know. It's so bizarre.
Yeah, that is weird. That's just that's just weird.
I'm also low-key excited to see what the New York Knicks do.
They've been getting all hype lately.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like basketball is just more fun when the Knicks are competitive.
I saw a tweet that if you're single, that you need to go to a New York Knicks game. Apparently, that was kind of floating around lately. So, I won't be going to that one anytime soon. But hey,
nope, neither will I.
Neither you will.
No.
Casually, Matt and I see each other at Knicks game.
Yo, what's up, bro? What else I'm intrigued to see? The Brooklyn Nets. 1-2 right now. No Kyrie Irving.
Well, for obvious reasons.
Right. Does he come back? Can they work well together? I don't know. That's a weird scenario, and it's also weird because it's not like Steve Nash has like been a coach for years and years and years. It's only his second year coaching ever.
Right. How
does he handle that? I think Brooklyn's under a lot of pressure right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, that's, you know what I did enjoy seeing I don't know what specifically it's called, so pardon to anybody who knows it officially, but it's like their street yard game, like their street game, like their street practice that they go, and it's like outside and they're practicing and like everybody can like stand around. Like that was cool. I thought that was enjoyable. I forget what that's called, but I thought that was pretty cool.
No, that was pretty cool. I agree. The Lakers, I think they stink.
Do we see LeBron leaving next season? Well, he's on a contract, so.
Did you see? So the Suns kicked the crap out of the Lakers last Friday. Did you see the play that where LeBron was playing defense in the corner?
Yeah, didn't he get like buckled? Like, didn't his leg get buckled, or was that last night's game?
No, he just stood there. So he was guarding Mikal Bridges in the corner, and Mikal Bridges is like looking at LeBron. LeBron's just like zoned out, like watching the ball. So all of a sudden, if you're watching on YouTube, so this is the corner where Mikal Bridges is. This is LeBron. So the hoop is like my nose.
Yep.
All of a sudden, Mikal just goes and cuts to the corner right here, gets the ball, then LeBron starts to move. He's just completely zoned out. He's also like has the 7th best odds to win Defensive Player of the Year this year. And that, yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. Very weird. Yeah, I think they stink. I think they are too old. I think the pieces that they have will not gel well together. Carmelo's actually played pretty well.
Yeah.
Did you see Anthony Davis and Dwight Howard like fight on the bench? That was like game 2. Like, dude, what's going on there?
Air it out now before you air it out later in the postseason.
Yeah, and I think they're not going to be good. I think it's something to watch for.
Be very curious to see what exactly happens within that team.
And then the last thing I'm going to bring up, the Clippers. So no Kawhi Leonard this year after a torn ACL. Mike, they're 0-2 right now, I believe. Let's just say they have like a really bad start to the year. And then we get to the trade deadline. Maybe Steve Ballmer, their owner, maybe he wants to make some changes. Maybe he doesn't think Kawhi Leonard and Paul George are a good fit anymore. Let's say Paul George has a really good year, but the team struggles. Do you flip Paul George to try to get some more assets to help the future? Because the Clippers are getting a new stadium, I believe, next year.
I think so.
They're going to have some championship aspirations. And if you bring the same team back, I don't think it's quite likely that they're going to come back. So maybe you try to get Kawhi some more help.
Oh, so you would rather focus more on Kawhi than play off PP?
Yeah, I think I would. I don't think you could get much for Kawhi right now after the ACL. And if Paul George has a really good year, maybe he's an all-star, I think it's worth considering flipping him to try to help the future.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was more thinking of like Kawhi, but obviously he's injured, so yeah, you gotta look at that. But also too, I mean, the Yankees. Sorry, I know I'm bringing it back to baseball, but like when the Yankees got a new stadium in 2009, they acquired Mark Teixeira, AJ Brunette, CC Sabathia. Who was the other one that they acquired that was really big?
I think that was the big 3.
I think that was the big 3.
Yeah.
And they won the World Series in their first year in the stadium. So like, I think you're right, Matt. Like, do you pick up some really heavy hitters in the hopes that your new stadium will get a banner hung in the rafters?
I think if I also recall, this upcoming draft is very good. So maybe to get a young draft pick, that'll help too. I don't know.
It could.
Let's make another prediction. Let's just NBA Finals. Who you got?
Oh my god, already?
Yeah, already. Absolutely. Just so we can prove how wrong we were later.
I would love to see Chicago Bulls in the semifinal of the Eastern Conference Finals. So Eastern Conference Finals, Chicago Bulls. But I don't see them making it.
I like that pick, though.
I would love... damn. If New York Knicks are hot, I would totally love to see them in the finals.
Oh, absolutely. It'd be electric.
It'd be amazing. But then in the West, I think Utah is up for a what do you call it? Utah is up for a championship run.
I don't hate that pick. I personally hate the Jazz just because one, their fans are trash.
Yeah.
And
I get it.
for other reasons. I am gonna say I really want to say Brooklyn again.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I think I'm gonna say Milwaukee.
Okay.
And then I really want to say the Suns. However, I'm gonna throw another dark horse team out there. And I hate to say this because they really started to annoy me in the playoffs. So their fan base did, the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah.
I think with Jamal Murray coming back soon, if not back already, yeah, I think they could make a run. So that's what I'm gonna go with. Let's do another one for fun. MVP.
Ooh, like overall season? Not like
regular season.
I would say Steph Curry.
Ooh.
Alex Caruso.
Nope. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna piggyback off that. I think Steph. Because if he plays like he was and they're a top 4 team, he's going to get so many votes.
Right.
One final topic we have, Mike, in football, Tom Brady set another record because God knows he can't just retire already.
Stop.
Through his 600th touchdown pass. Well, the storyline here is that Mike Evans caught the ball, gave the ball to a fan. No person in history has ever thrown 600 touchdown passes. Well, Brady wanted that ball back. So they had to do some negotiation. And it was rumored that this guy didn't get a lot for the ball, which is what we'll talk about. But breaking news, we have the full list of the trade.
Oh.
Of the 6. Literally, Mike, I'm not kidding. It came on my phone a minute ago.
Can we get the NBA draft bells dinging for...
Absolutely. Here we go.
With the first pick.
Tom Brady has received his 600th touchdown pass. The fan who got the ball has received 2 signed jerseys and a helmet from Tom Brady, a signed Mike Evans jersey and his game cleats, 2 season tickets for the rest of this season and next season.
Yep.
And I think this is crazy, a $1,000 credit at the Buccaneers team store.
Oh my God.
This guy. So people were making fun of him because originally they said that he only got like a jersey and a ball. This guy got paid.
Mm-hmm.
Paid. If you were in his scenario, great voice crack right there. If you were in his scenario, what's your strategy? Like, you know that they're going to come to you and be like, hey, we want that ball. Like, what do you ask for the moon? Do you try to like, what's your strategy? Like, what's the best way to go about this?
Season tickets for life.
That's it? You just want season tickets for life?
Well, I mean, I think there's got to be something, and correct me if I'm wrong, Matt, because I feel like you've at least experienced. I've never been to an NFL game in my life, so
I've been to 2.
There's got to be some type of field access at some point, like either pregame, postgame, something like that. So I think there needs to be on-field passes for 5 games. Let's just say 5 games. Season tickets for life, and I'll even drop the credit. And a signed jersey by Tom Brady.
Yeah,
that would have been my negotiation.
I think in this scenario, if it's no matter what sport or whatever, you have to get a sign something from the guy.
Right.
Have to. I think this is the best case scenario. You really want to add some interest in this. They're gonna come to you during the game. You give them your phone number, say, give me a call tomorrow. I think that's the way to do it. because then that's going to think, oh man, this guy's asking for so much. Then they're going to up their offer. Like, you could literally just want a signed jersey and that's it.
Yeah.
But if you say, let's talk later, or let's talk tomorrow, let me think about it, that's going to make them think you're going to ask for the world. So that's going to take their offer up from a B to an A, and then you just take it.
Now, Mr. Matt, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Derek Jeter's 3,000th, was it a hit? Yeah, it was his 3,000th hit, was a home run.
It was a home run.
A fan caught it, was willingly able to give it back. There was no negotiation. He was just like, here you go. And didn't he get season tickets for life?
He got something. Yeah, he may have. Or at least season tickets for the rest of that season.
3,000th hit, Derek Jeter.
In this scenario, even if you don't want anything, because there might be times where, like, some guy's maybe not that into the game, but he still catches the ball or something like that.
I have the news. So
here we
Christian
go.
Lopez exchanged for some pretty sweet seats for the rest of the season, as well as some signed memorabilia.
It's not bad.
That's not bad.
But you have to negotiate. To.
Apparently the ball blew his shot at $250,000. This is Business Insider. So I'm curious. Auction. Auction price was $250,000 for his 3,000th hit.
Yikes.
So I wonder, auction price. What touchdown was this?
600.
Price for 600 touchdown Tom Brady.
I don't know if it'll be one.
Yeah. $500,000.
Holy crap.
Auction price. Yep.
That's insane.
Estimates Brady's 600 touchdown balls worth at least $500,000.
That's insane. That is insane.
So Matt, next thing we need to do is whenever there's a whenever there's a record coming up, we need to be in the stands for that, because then we can get all our loans paid off.
What if you asked for like 0.1% ownership of the team?
That
like
actually is well invested.
Right?
That's well invested.
I think that'd be worth it. That'd just be funny to bring up in negotiations.
I would like 2% to slam the table.
Or like season tickets and free beer. Actually, that's not a bad one either.
That's not a bad one either.
Yeah, not at all. And that concludes the sports topics we have for you all today. It is time for Down in the Dumps. Mike, why don't you go first?
Sure. Thank you, Matt.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we run through them. So I had two. I thought I had three, but I only have two. Matt, pick one or two.
One.
So this was, at the time of this recording, this was like the last class with my first year experience students. So I had my last class today at the time of this recording. It was weird. I thought I wasn't going to miss them, but in reality, when I was saying goodbye to them, I was like, okay, yeah, like I'm gonna miss having this class every Monday. What really surprised me, Matt, was, you think like first year students, like they really don't get much. You and I both did the first year experience course. You don't really get a lot out of it. We had a conversation last week, time is recording last week, about how to properly write an email to a professor. And come to find out, after that class, we were now getting emails from students written professionally. And I was like, I literally told them in class today, I'm like, you have no idea how happy that makes myself and Allison, who is my co-facilitator, feel that you're taking something out of this class and you're applying it to your academic career. There was a little bit of let's just say ups and downs. I said that out loud to them. Like, there was some lack of participation. There was no participation. There's some participation. There's a lot of participation. I had kids that basically barely paid attention, but they finished the assignments. I have kids who barely raised their hand during class. So it was weird. I was like, I'm actually kind of like upset, but I literally told them, I was like, you have me for the rest until you graduate. So if you really need something, just let me know. I can help you out. So it's
understandable to be a little sad.
It was my first class ever too. Like that was my first class I ever taught, like ever. like in my academic
meaningful.
career ever. Yeah, it was meaningful. So
Yeah.
My second one, my hair is a mess. And, like, bad hair day, period. Like, Matt's looking at me like, what do you mean? Like, so the issue here, you literally see my hair, like, if it's on not a bad day, but like if I like touch it, it like gets so messed up. Like, I just feel like I have so much hair. And the lady who cut it, like, God bless her, she's awesome, but she gave me the cut that I actually really liked. But she didn't cut the top off as much as I expected it to.
Mm.
And she did everything like it was meant to grow. Like the sides were meant to grow, but like barely touched up here. And I'm like, ah. Like I have to pat my head and dry off my hair. Like it's not what I want.
It's tough, you know, when you go to get a haircut and it doesn't really turn out like you want it to or what you think it is. It does kind of ruin your mood a little bit because like I said, there's no better feeling in the world than a good haircut. Every haircut deserves to be the best, and it doesn't always happen, which is fine, you know.
Granted, it felt good initially, but that was, oh God, was that before? So that was before the start of October, so that was before September. And I haven't even for a full month. Like, it's already growing back so fast. I mean, for those who are watching the YouTube channel, you can see how much hair. I mean, I'm touching the bottom of my scalp. Like, you can see how much hair has grown. So I got to try to figure out how to freaking schedule an earlier haircut because my next haircut is not until November 13th, 20th. Yeah,
that's a long
20th.
way away.
So it's a long
way
away.
Almost a month. Yeah.
So I would like to try to get there a little bit earlier. If not, if I don't get the same hairstylist, I might have to resort to a different cut, which is something I'm used to. It's just the usual Buzz 3-2 baby. Like, but
Yep. Go back to the basics.
Yeah, go back to the basics.
Sometimes you have to go backwards to move forward.
I do, however, appreciate this stylist's work, I should say. You know, I never realized how much hair was good for you as far as like health wise. Now Jenna's mom, shout out to Jenna's mom. She like, she's gonna laugh if she hears this. I practically dissected my hair when she cut my hair for the first time, and I'm like, I never knew so much about hair until you told me about it. But it's something to be more mindful about moving forward. But yeah, it was just one of those things where you know, I tried going to a different stylist and, you know, being out of the area away from Jenna's parents, like, you know, I would totally put down money and go to where Jenna's mom works. But, you know, just distance wise, like you want to go somewhere that's close. And they're like, oh, so what do you want? And I'm like, I want what's done that I liked, but you can't do it. Like,
yeah, it's a bit of a far drive.
It's tough. So
yeah, very tough.
So again, it's a small down in the dumps, but again, you see it. Like I'm like constantly checking this front, and I hate when the front is like that. Like
it still looks good.
Thanks, Matt.
You're welcome.
You'll make me feel better.
You're welcome. I'm telling you, that's what I'm here for, man. That's what I'm here for.
So that's my down in the dumps, unless something comes up, but I'll interject as needed.
Yeah, I had 3. I can only remember 2 right now. So went on vacation last week. Go to pack my backpack. I go to grab my AirPods. No, granted, we left on last Sunday. Well, we left 2 Sundays ago, and I was packing my backpack Saturday night. I left my AirPods at my desk. In my office.
No.
So I did not have headphones the entire trip or the entire vacation. That really sucked. Really, the ride down, I was looking forward to listening to some podcasts, listening to some music, and I couldn't do any of that. So that was fun. Yes. And then really the only other down in the dumps that I have actually happened today. So Mike, I texted you that I got home a little later than I wanted.
You didn't get into an accident, did you?
No.
Okay, good.
No.
That was the one thing. I'm like, did Matt get in an accident?
No. It does involve my car. So I went to get gas. Went to Wawa. Totally fine. Pulled up to the pump. Everything was good. I paid. I took out my nozzle. Second down in the dumps, gas is $3.55, and that's bullshit. That's beside the point. Just that's the old man baby coming out. Yeah. So I put the nozzle in the car and squeezed it. It was going. Like, it took like 7 minutes to fill up my tank.
What's wrong with it?
It was going so slow.
Oh,
I'm not kidding. It took 7 minutes. I timed it. 7 minutes. It was ridiculous. It was like automatically going. You know how you'll put the stopper there so it keeps going? It's so slow. I mean, it was taking forever for the dollar amount to go up. It was pissing me off so much. I think I'm more mad at that than the fact that gas was $3.55. Not gonna lie.
Did you jiggle the do you always jiggle it like when you're done?
Yes, you have to.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you have to. Right. Just like with everything else when you're done.
Yes, sir.
Yes. There it is.
Just give it a little jiggle.
That's you have to every single time.
I got so worried. I thought to myself, I'm like, dear God, I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, Matt could be, one of two places. He could be one of three, I should say. He could be stuck at work. He could be with April, or could be, just somewhere else that that could be somewhere like that the third option was worrying me. That the third
option is anywhere.
The third option is anywhere, and that was worrying the hell out of me. So yeah, well, I'm sorry that happened, but hey, at least did you get gas in your car?
Oh, it's a full tank.
Got a full tank.
Yep.
Was the tank did it fill the amount that it was charged for? I should say. Like, I'm sure you put like what, $30 into the tank.
40
for a full tank. I'm sure you did, right? Okay.
Yep.
So that, I mean, you only lost time. That's the only thing that matters.
Right. It's really, yeah, there we go. See, I like this. Pump each other up after that. We got to do that. Yep.
Pump each other up.
Keep your head up, King.
At the pump. Pump each other up.
Pump the jam.
Pump it up while your feet are stomping. It's another episode of the Funny Business Podcast. Make sure you leave a follow and a subscribe. And you can follow us on all of our social media. You can find us on all of it on solo.to/funnybusiness. Mr. Matt.
Yeah.
Mr. Advice Man.
Yeah, I got two for you.
Yeah, two.
I got two pieces of advice.
Best things come in threes. I have a third piece of advice for you, too.
Oh, okay. You go first.
The first piece of advice I've been seeing on social media lately is this thing going around that if you get lost in the woods and your cell phone's on low battery, that you change your voicemail to say that you are lost and approximately at what location and what day and what time. Total bullshit. You should just call the police if you have the time. Cut the crap. Call the police. If you have that service to change the voicemail, call the police and say, I am lost. My name is Mike Gambita. I this. What? Why is everybody taking the time to waste more battery and changing your freaking voicemail? Total bullshit. I saw that on social media. I'm like, why?
That's a great point, actually.
Why?
That's a really good point. I didn't know where you were going with that at first.
Just call the police.
Yeah.
Call 911. Yeah. That's, I saw it on social media. If you see it, just call bullshit. It's you literally have if you're low on battery and you're calling to change your voicemail, it's going to take longer for you to change voicemail than get in contact with the police.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
My advice.
My first piece of advice, ladies and gentlemen, daylight savings is this weekend. Fall back an hour. No, we get an extra hour.
Oh, okay. Thank God.
Yeah, fall back. Spring forward, fall back. It is going to get darker a lot earlier, which that's going to suck. But, we'll get through the seasonal depression together. Second piece of advice.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it's November 1st next Monday. It's Christmas season next week, baby.
No.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. November 1st.
Shut up!
Get in that mood, people.
Quiet.
It's time to prepare for Christmas. It's the holiest, jolly season of the year. Mike is excited.
No.
I just remembered this today, and I instantly got in a better mood. November 1st is Monday. It crept us on us quick.
And it's No Shave November.
Right, No Shave November, which is exactly. Which I will be shaving this November. Just I can't not.
And a couple other seasons that come along the way. So be sure to be advised.
Yes. But yeah, so Christmas season's almost here, so we made it.
All right. I knew that was coming.
Did you?
No.
I didn't think so.
You always catch me because we record these episodes on a Monday, and I always have. I'm always getting so annoyed with it. So, yeah. Enjoy Christmas, apparently, if you celebrate that shit in November.
Just get in the mood for it. That's all I'm asking.
Get in the mood for it. Daylight savings. Make sure you flip your clocks back.
You're so annoyed right now.
And then don't be an asshole when you're lost and try to change your voicemail. You can just call the police. But until the next...
Mike's new down in the dumps is that I brought up Christmas.
Yeah, whatever. It's okay. It's okay. It's closer to the Holly Jolly season. Matt, you will enjoy your Christmas. Believe me.
I will.
And until the next time, we'll see you all in the next episode.
Stay safe, everyone.